All right, today we're gonna do a little bit longer trade recap of the loss that I took. I went one loss and two break evens in profit, and that's what we are going to talk about. But before that, I want to talk to you about that how you can still lose a trade even though you know where the market is going if you don't quickly adapt and stop marrying your bias. Let's talk about it. Let's delete everything for now. This was today's trading. And I mentioned that we will for sure go back up to into this fair value gap. If we go up into this fair value gap, if I woke up, then I expect to go down. And if we go down before waking up, then I expect it to go back, right? I woke up. I the things that I mentioned yesterday, I did not follow it. There were several reasons for it. The first one was that we had an unmitigated 4-hour fair value gap. I expected some sort of rejection from it first and then move lower, but that did not happen. We actually inversed the 4-hour instantly. That was one of the reasons for me longing over there. Into the 1-hour gap, I expected the price to show some sort of rejection from this midpoint over here towards at least the midnight open or to the fair value gap again. Now, due to these two situations, I longed 3 times. One loss, two profit, which was around like a $200 loss on the day. But let's look at it and see why it failed. First of all, we need to realize that we already rejected the fair value gap here. We rejected a very important hourly fair value gap here, which was locked in with another important fair value gap, which is this red area over here. Then the lower portion of daily fair value gap. Now, one more thing you need to understand that we have another fair value gap here that was created later, in which we tapped. This is institutional order flow entry deal. IO Fed institutional order flow entry drill, and which sent the price lower. We inverse this fair value gap over here, almost inverse the gap. So we expect the previous week low to be taken. Let's go down to a 1-minute chart and see what we could have done better. On the 1-minute chart, honestly, at this point, I was thinking of entering because when we touched the 1 hour over here, I was contemplating if I should short from here towards this first presented fair value gap, which is interestingly made at the same place as today's first presented fair value gap. Short toward this, I was thinking of shorting around here. But since I expected the price to go up more before going down, I did not short that. This would have been my first trade, which I did not do. Nonetheless, I let it watch go down, and I noted out this fair value gap over here that if this is inversed, I will enter short. I again did not enter a short because I wanted it to show me some sort of retracement back into that fair value gap. This would have been a good trade. I did not take it. Plus, it was before the 9:30 open. I did not do it. Market opens. We tap this new week opening gap, which was one of my ideas. We took out Asia low. I entered about here. Let me show you where I entered. I entered about here. Sorry. Yeah. Into this place over here. As soon as it rejected, I enter, and I put my stop right below that low over there. Entered over here, put this over here, and then I instantly got stopped out. Now, the second trade that I took was I instantly enter in the start over here, right? I re-entered. Sorry, I added a new contract over here. I added one more contract over here because at this point I was like, I was break even. My profit was here. My profit was here, and I was like, okay, we can go up into this first presented fair value gap. This was my first trade idea. I got stopped out here, and then I re-entered. When I got stopped out, I entered at the same place in profit. Again, I longed. The good thing about that is I instantly went break even there as well. So as you can see, I enter about here and I got out at the same place. So basically I was in profit in both trades. And yeah, that was the day. Not a really good day, honestly. I can't make it any better, but what I can see right now is I can learn from the mistake of what I did today, because I can clearly see here we saw a rejection from the upper level of the new week opening gap over here. See this rejection? Amazing. It happened at 52 952, and we had a change in state of delivery over here. This would have been such an amazing trade over here if we had entered based on the order block. This short, first of all, if my bias was very bearish, I was not expecting it to return to the daily fair value gap, I would have shorted from this high over here. But since I was not, we were just talking about scenarios here, I would have shorted on this order block over here. Now, we had the shorting opportunity all the way to the low of that fair value gap, and we also took out the previous week low. Basically, once we started this move, all of this should have been in our mind that we will take previous week low out up until the 0.5 of the range. This would have been a great short over here towards the previous week low from the order block. I think Powell took this trade, and then if we were still going down, we could have taken this trade over here from the order block. After taking out this previous week low, we went down. This would show some sort of drawdown over here, targeting the other level over here, 88 points over the lower level, which is 209 points. The thing is that these quadrant levels really give us an idea of how the trade will go about. See how we kept moving around this level and this level for so long, and then finally we broke through this level over here. This would have been a good trade. After that, a reversal after lunch high when this was taken. And once we inverse this guy over here, this would work as a really amazing trade idea towards the previous month low. This is something new. Let's go down, let's go up, sorry, to the 4 hour over here and see what happened. We took out previous week low, we took out previous month low. Why does it say previous month low here? I'm not sure why, but this was the previous month low, which is June, May, June. What was the low of May? Or low of the May is not here. This is the low of the May. We haven't been there yet. Probably that's our next target. Let me put it out on the chart. It's in the lower fair value gap, and I would be targeting that or a retracement into the new fair value gap that has been created. From the looks of it, if you go to the daily, We are seeing some sort of rejection here. We might go back a little bit into this Reveille gap again. And then go back into this Reveille gap. At the moment, I have no idea. I'll wait for Tuesday to see what's happening. Yeah, and that's about it. Good thing to learn that even if you know where the chart is going, where the price is going, you can still lose the trade. See you tomorrow.